It was an ordinary cold and snowy December night that you snuggled into his strong arms. I was conceived out of your passionate love for my father. I heard your laughter and excitement when you walked together. I listened to your heartbeat even before you heard mine. Then I heard you cry when you told the man you loved that I was growing inside of you. Together, you bore the shame of carrying me. What God intended to be a time of joy became a problem in so many ways. I interrupted your plans. My presence meant you could not continue college, and my father, who was in seminary, could not be discovered as having a child out of wedlock. I heard him say he wanted me, but the timing was wrong. I heard you cry yourself to sleep many nights. Conceived in secret, I must remain a secret. I would not be able to know my grandparents, my aunts, uncles, and cousins because you were too embarrassed to tell them about me. I am so sorry that you had to drop out of school. You listened to the voices of the culture saying that a baby born to an unwed mother would be called names like bastard child. You heard cultural voices tell you that you were less than worthy, that you were no good. There were no baby showers, birth reveal parties, etc. But something from your childhood reminded you that I was made by our Creator. I am so grateful that you chose to not inject poison into my tiny developing body, or scrape me with a coat hanger while trying to free me from the uterine wall, or stab me in the brain. God provided the two of you a rescue plan, a safe place to live with a family while I grew inside. In His infinite wisdom, God was working His plan. You gave me life. 2 days after your 22nd birthday, contractions became intense. It was time for me to be presented to the world. I am so sorry that I caused you so much pain during the delivery. The nurse whisked me away so quickly that I did not get a chance to look into your eyes nor feel your embrace on my tiny body. I just wanted you to hold me, to smell my skin, to see my smile. Oh, I cried every night. No one came to hold me. The orphanage had too many children, and the workers were too few to give a mother's touch. You missed my first steps, my first tooth, and my laughter. I was 2 years old when a childless couple welcomed me into their home. I had a good life. You gave me life, and you gave me my name. Because you gave me life, God has given me a ministry of compassion for people who hurt, and especially for people who are adopted like me. Because you gave me life, I've experienced the joy of holding my own children shortly after they were born. Because you gave me life, I have loved the music of the church that you and Father loved. I have sung in several choirs just like you, held political office to fight for equity and justice for children, participated in sports that you loved, pastored and mentored just like the two of you. As the years went by, I prayed that God would allow me to find you. You never told anyone about me, but you thought about me every day. It is time to be released from the weight of shame, the burden of secrecy, and the pain you have carried for all these years. I forgive you. God had a plan, and He continues to work that plan. Thank you for giving me life and trusting that God would take care of me when you could not. Lastly, I want to thank you for marrying my dad and giving me 4 siblings I have come to know and love and enjoy.
A time to be born. The book of Ecclesiastes in God's Word tells us that everything has its own time, and there is a specific time for every activity under heaven. Marvin's story is God's story of provision and forgiveness. None of us can control how we enter the world, the circumstances of how we are born. None of us get to choose when and how we enter this life. To many women and men, an unplanned baby brings only fear. They only see hardship and a responsibility that overwhelms them. They do not see the child. They're scared. Abortion seems the only answer. Every day, the Rockville Women's Center encounters women like Marvin's mom, women who find themselves pregnant and do not know what to do. We work hard to not make it scary, but to make it matter. We let them know that having an abortion may not really help anything at all, because while abortion does end a pregnancy, it does not mean that this child never existed. We aim to be that safe place where fear can be faced, where problems are discussed and solutions found. Sometimes you just need someone to tell you that you can do hard things, that you are not alone, that when we try to do everything ourselves, we end up in isolation and difficulty. We aim to be that community where care happens, where growth happens, where life happens. Please help us in this mission. Your giving of your time, of your talents, of your income keeps us as that safe place where she can walk through all of her options, parenting or adoption, with confidence. Should she choose abortion, we still care. We know that God is writing the story of every woman who comes to us. We want our part in her story to reflect Him as well. Help Rockville Women's Center with a donation today. Thank you.